completely identical reflection of the operation of the mind. So repetition is what sews new programs into the software that is your mind. Repetition, which has been occurring since you were a child, the idea of finances, wealth, and abundance, or its opposing lack and scarcity, was programmed into you as a program. You were conditioned to it. Your idea of relationships, the experience of relationships, you were conditioned to the idea of relationship and your experience of it, depending on what you saw most closely to you, your parents, or the lack of a parent, mother, father, those who were closest to you. Hey, conscious creators. Today's session, Abraham discusses how you are programmed to your feeling and thinking patterns. They discuss how the purpose of your ability to condition yourself is to make life easier. And they discuss what offerings leave you powerless. If you're new to this channel, be sure to subscribe, like the video, comment if you're inspired to do so, and also click the bell notification so that you're alerted whenever new videos are uploaded. I upload a new video Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And know that our single goal is to support you in accelerating your ability to experience the life that you desire. But that requires that you work at the cause of your being and not at the level of any specific manifestation. And lastly, check the description. Check the description for the free training I Am the Discourse. This free training was created to support you in establishing a firm foundation in who and what you truly are. This foundation is the starting point to manifestation. This foundation is the starting point to the experience of all that you've ever desired in life. We are excited that you're here, and we look forward to supporting you. Let's jump into today's session. Classic conditioning. Classic conditioning is described as the mechanism by which one is programmed through repetition to a particular way of thinking, feeling, and behaving. The most prominent form of recognition of this is their behavior, for it is the outside expression of these sown ideas, the external expression, that which you can see them do, that which you can perceive, their behaviors. That's the easiest way to know what one is thinking, feeling, what their dominant ideas are, their beliefs are, by watching their behaviors, their common behaviors. Classical conditioning is powerful because it speaks directly to the mechanism within the human being that serves to make life easy, that serves to protect the human being. Once you repeat an activity, repeat a thought, repeat a feeling enough, you develop what's called a dominant idea or a belief that begins to operate below the surface, just as your computer. Where do you think the idea of your computer comes from? All of these ideas of mechanisms, machines, operations, they come from the core operation of the body, of the mind. And these ideas are formulated and created into other mechanisms, but they utilize the same process. If you look at your computer, you have software. The main software of the computer, which can be similar to the mind, and within that software you have different programs. These programs can be likened to your belief systems, and these programs operate below the surface. You do not directly address the programs. You use these programs to make life easier, to make processing, to make your jobs easier. You use the programming or some operation within the program, but the program is a constant. It is always there, whether you are accessing it or not, and it's within the software that you're using. Completely identical reflection of the operation of the mind. So repetition is what sews new programs into the software that is your mind. Repetition, which has been occurring since you were a child. The idea of finances, wealth, and abundance, or its opposing, lack and scarcity, was programmed into you as a program. You were conditioned to it. Your idea of relationships, the experience of relationships, you were conditioned to the idea of relationship and your experience of it, depending on what you saw most closely to you, your parents or the lack of a parent, mother, father, those who were closest to you, aunts, uncles, or those who raised you, whoever raised you. And then you have to couple in the idea of if you were not raised by your biological parents, there is a sense of the loss. There's a sense of something missing from that biological parent connection that also factors in. As a child, many children believe that they are at fault for the biological parents not being there, especially if that parent is still living. And therefore, this affects their ability to experience and create relationship as they consciously say they desire, but they have programs operating below the surface that are creating their true experience. You have to be aware that you are conditioned to every area of life. You are conditioned to every experience. You are conditioned to every happening at the moment until you begin to reprogram yourself, until you begin to transform those ideas, become aware, notice yourself, notice the ideas that are playing out through your behaviors, through your language, through that which you are placing most of your attention and your focus on, and notice whether it is taking you toward what you say you want. Is it taking you toward wealth and abundance? Is it taking you toward beautiful relationship, connection? Is it taking you toward health and well-being? Is it taking you toward success in your career or your business? As simple as it sounds, it takes practice. It takes discipline. It takes increased awareness of that which you are expressing. You have been conditioned to look outside of yourself. You have been conditioned to offer responsibility and blame for others for the happenings around you, for how you feel. When you're in pain and when you're in suffering, it's always someone else's fault. But as a conscious creator, you must begin to become aware and accept the fact that that which you are experiencing is a reflection of you. We understand that it's a tricky situation. We understand that it can be painful to accept that level of responsibility, but you must understand that it is also the most extreme empowerment that you can undertake as well. For once you accept this idea, you open the door to understanding and returning to your true power. As long as you are offering responsibility, cause to anything outside of you, you are relinquishing your power. And most often you will find yourself fighting against that which you do not want, and from a creative standpoint, creating that very thing. This is most often the happening. This is most often the occurrence. For the creative process is delicate. It does not know the difference between good, bad, right, wrong, as you call it, as you interpret it. It doesn't know the difference between what you want or do not want, as you call it, as you interpret it. It only knows that which you place your attention and your focus on. It only knows that which you place your attention and your focus on. And once you understand that, it demands that you hone your awareness in. You rein the awareness in. You rein the ideas of your mind in, and you begin to communicate. You begin to express. You begin to feel consistently on that which you desire. Period. That's what it calls for. That's the requisite. That's the prerequisite to that which you desire becoming an experience. Your attention and your focus must be on it. You must think it. You must feel it. You must talk about it freely, without resistance. End of story. So, classical conditioning, you must understand that you are conditioned at the moment, most likely away from that which you desire. And that's why you must rein your attention, your awareness in first and foremost. You must take responsibility and then begin to focus on that which you desire. In that process, you must do it in that process. For in that process, you begin to understand yourself, you begin to understand your truth, your true potential, and you begin to gain power over your awareness, over your mind that has been running astray for many, many years under the guidance of the conditioning and not under your guidance. This is what we desire for you to know. This is what you must understand. We are thankful, grateful for the opportunity to share. We're thankful for the vessel. We're thankful for each of you offering fertile ground for these transmissions. We are here for you from our now non-physical perspective, offering that which we know to be true, offering that which we know will transform your life. We honor you. We celebrate you. And we love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you.